Hi everyone, welcome to Extinction Status, episode 1. Today we're going to be talking about black rhinos, but before I do that, remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel, join the website, listen to the podcast, follow us on social media, so go do all that and then I'll continue. So, the black rhino. Its scientific name is Diceros bicornis. It is critically endangered, with only 5,300 to 5,600 of them left. It's pretty small, so it's 4.5 to 5.5 feet at the shoulder, but very heavy, 1,760 to 3,080 pounds. It lives in Africa, so Kenya, Namibia, South Africa, Swaziland, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Botswana, Malawi, all those places. Its habitat is tropical and subtropical grasslands. It also likes savannas and shrublands, including xeric shrublands, and deserts. So it is a herbivore. So it eats trees, bushes, shrubs. So if you see one in the wild, it will not eat you. Its lifespan is 35 to 40 years in the wild. And this is just a little bit about its history and endangerment. So in the 19th century, they were hunted persistently. And by 1970, there were only 65,000 black rhinos left. Black rhino poaching, which is illegal hunting, increased in the 70s and 80s because of the high demand of the rhino horn in Asia and the Middle East, which resulted in 96% reduction in numbers, dropping as low as 2,400 black rhinos left, which is not very many. Its current threat remains poachers, but with intense protection and heavy anti-poaching efforts, they are gradually recovering. So this next segment is kind of interview style, it's a new segment. So I found a tracker, and he just told us a little bit about himself and his job. So I'm just going to be reading out what he said. So his name is Sebulon Hoab. I hope I'm saying that right. He works for Save the Rhino Trust, and he's been with them for about 30 years now. And he says, I started in 1989 as a junior tracker, then became a senior tracker. After that, I was promoted to team leader, and now I am a principal officer, in charge of taking each team to different areas and supporting them with water and food and anything else they need. Each day, a tracker goes on patrol to look for rhinos. Starting from freshwater springs, the best way for us to find rhinos is by following the fresh tracks nearby. Once a rhino is spotted, we make sure that everything is recorded: their location, how many rhinos were there, their behavior, and any additional signs to report about their health. Afterwards, they go back to the camp. It can be quite a distance, and our trackers are often out all day. In the beginning, it was very difficult. There was only one car traveling the entire area to bring food and water to camps. We were dropped in the bush for 3 months. On my first patrol with the community game guards, they taught us about the area and told us stories about lions. But it's not just lions, it's cheetahs and elephants to look out for. Black rhinos can be very aggressive, so we always have to be on our toes and remember that we are in their home. And he says the hardest thing about his job is sometimes you can track a rhino in one direction and then realize one is right behind you. Now, when I hear that sound, I simply start running. Once, a tracker was charged by a rhino and he broke his leg because the rhino was able to stomp on his foot. It is a difficult and very dangerous job. But the reason he protects rhinos is because he loves rhinos and because he loves nature. He says, I grew up in this area, and in the nearest conservancy, an area where my ancestors were before. Our elders told us everything about rhinos: their diet, their behavior, their aggression. They sparked my interest in rhinos, and now I get to work with them each day and benefit the rhinos and my community. I hope that my children grow up to love rhinos. I would love for them to follow my footsteps. So that was the interview with Sebulin. So thank you to the website that provided that for me. Here are a few facts about rhinos. They have suffered the most endangerment than all other rhino species. They are most active during night. In the heat of the day, which is about 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., they're not very active. They can either be solitary and territorial, or semi-social and less aggressive. Females mostly have bigger territories than males, and they use scent marking, which is a way of communicating. So they can spray urine, set up piles of dung around their habitats, territories I mean, and they can rub their head against the wall to mark territory. They have a hooked lip, which is useful when eating. And females have baby rhinos when they're generally about 3 or 4, and the pregnancy lasts 15 to 17 months, which is a lot longer than humans. And they can give birth to one baby every 2.5 to 3 years. Baby rhinos usually mark their own territory by 6 to 8 months, so they do mature pretty fast. They have very poor eyesight, which I've seen is very common in a lot of animals, but they do have excellent smell and hearing. And they can actually run up to 35 miles per hour. I think that's the fastest any rhino has ever run, which is a bit surprising because they're very heavy, but they can actually run quite fast. So that's all for today, but I look forward to seeing you next time. Again, remember to subscribe, follow us on social media, join the website. Every video is also a podcast, so don't forget that. I think we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you can find us. So I will see you next time. Bye!